Hello, here I am, back at my rig again, and what I'm going to be doing today is trying to cover two videos in one hit. So I will be applying labels to this 18 button box using the that's a bit hard to see, it's whited out, I'll have to add in a photo of this, using the BBJ SimRacing sticker sheets. I haven't talked about these before, but all the 18 button boxes and the Pro boxes are going to get one of these sticker sheets included in them. These aren't the best quality because I'm just making them myself and hand laminating them, but they are adhesive back stickers that you can just cut out yourself and stick on, and they're a big improvement on doing it by hand. So they're included in the boxes for nothing, so I hope you enjoy getting them. Anyway, I'm going to use these to label my boxes, and this box is replacing one of my old 12 button boxes. So that box was used entirely for transport controls for replays in iRacing, and I want to use at least some of these buttons for the same thing. So I'm going to sit here and label up the buttons, and then after that we're going to go through and do some button allocations. I will talk as I go along, but obviously nobody's going to want to watch an hour-long video of me sticking labels on buttons, so I will speed through it at some point. Anyway, I've made up this little cutting board that I can sit on my lap while I'm doing this, and then I can just stick the labels on it and cut them out as I go along. I did have a brand new sheet of labels to show you, but I've managed to lose that already, which is quite impressive. Anyway, what I'm going to do is assign these bottom two rows to start off with to camera controls and replay controls. I find that using a stiff knife is the way to go with cutting out these stickers. Normally I use an 11 blade for everything, but it's just too whippy and won't cut straight. I'm not cutting them with a ruler, I'm cutting them freehand just because I don't want to take that extra time. If you want to do a super neat job, you can cut them with a ruler. So the first one I'm going to start with is play stroke pause. So it's going to be hard for you to see because the light's too harsh, but I've cut that out of the sticker sheet and that's stuck on my knife blade. Now this little stiff knife blade isn't so great for doing the next job, so I'm going to move it onto an 11 blade, which is more whippy. And now I can hold it up to my button box until I've got it where I want it, and then literally just push it down and pull the blade out. So that's the first one. We've got a play pause button for the replays. Right, I'm just going to carry on and sit and do these, and then try in the video to turn it into some kind of montage. So I'll talk to you again a bit later on. Right, okay, this is for now the amount of buttons I want to allocate to this box. I've got some buttons left over, but I'm not quite sure how I want to go with those buttons at the moment. I've done the same thing with the top box, so I'm starting off just by allocating the buttons that I know I want allocated, and once I've got all those allocated, I will then start allocating extra buttons into the available spots. I'm just going to put up a photo now to show better what this looks like with the buttons labelled up, and then we'll get on to allocating some buttons. You can see here, just as a matter of interest, this is the OBS remote, so when I press this button it's going to stop the record. Okay, now I'm in iRacing and I'm going to start allocating my buttons to the functions I want. In iRacing you actually have to go into the sim to allocate buttons, so I've got the Aston Martin here and I'm just going to load it up at the test track. Something worth bearing in mind is that if you are using iRacing, if you're making big sweeping changes to your button boxes, you need to uncheck the custom controls on each car individually, otherwise your changes won't take effect. I've learnt this hard lesson in the past, so I've been through them all and done this already. So here we are, and we can go into options and get allocating. Right, these buttons, as you can see from the photograph that I've already put up, are all going to be to do with the replay controls. So here we are. So literally in iRacing, all you do is click onto a control, at which point it will unassign it, and then press the button and you are done. I've not assigned a button to stop because stop is a bit misleading in iRacing. If you press stop, not only does it stop, but it goes to back to the start of the sequence, so you lose your place. So I've taken that out. So we can just rattle through these now. Fast forward, rewind, slow motion. Right, I don't use the frame controls, sessions, next lap. So if you're watching a replay and you want to quickly get to a particular lap, you just go boink 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 on your next lap button and get there quickly. Previous lap, next instant. Basically, if you're watching a replay, it will go to the next instant. This isn't the most reliable of features, but it's quite handy if you're just running through a replay looking for any interesting stuff that might have happened during a race. So I'll set that. Previous instant, obviously you can go back, start recording, under recording. Right, next camera, I'm going to have that one. This is new. Next car. So obviously you can scroll through the cars on the track. Previous car. And my car, so I can snap back to my own car. And that's done. That is the replay controls allocated. So let's go and run a replay of a previous race and see how these work out. Okay, so here we are. This is a replay of a race I did a couple of weeks ago at Watkins Glen in the Corvette C7, and I just want to quickly go through all these buttons we've allocated. Got the microphone in the way. That's better. I just want to quickly go through all these buttons we've allocated just to show how they work. One button I forgot to allocate was this capture screen button, so let me just show you where that is. Wasn't on the same page. It's actually on the options page. You can allocate video and screenshot capture. I just allocate the screenshot capture because it's quite handy when you're doing stuff like this. So if we go on a lap or two, there we go, this is in qualifier. So if you wanted to capture a screenshot now, all you literally need to do is pause, hit capture screen, and that screenshot will be captured and filed away for you. It's not like using the keyboard screen capture, which just sends one image to the clipboard that you have to deal with before you can have another one. This, you can do this as many times as you want and then go and sort out all the images afterwards. It's very cool. Anyway, the big advantage of allocating a bunch of buttons to replay controls is that you don't have to have these menu bars up. So let's get rid of them. And let's go on to the start of the race. And here we are. Right, so let's go through these controls I've allocated one by one and see what they do. Play and pause is fairly self-evident. You can pause and then play again. You can fast forward. You can rewind. Each press of fast forward and rewind increases the speed, so I think you can go from 2 times up to 16 times. Slow-mo, the same sort of deal. You can slow the action right down, get some good shots that way. That's pretty cool. And then we're kind of onto the transport controls of the action. So lap plus and lap minus, this just lets you like run through the action quickly if you're trying to find a particular lap. And I've just gone forward 3 laps here, and then you can go back again. iRacing has this cool incident finder feature, whereas it will go to the next incident. Unfortunately, it also counts things like off tracks and bits of discontinuity as incidents, but it's still handy. So let's see what it will find us. Hopefully it will find us something juicy. There we go. So that is quite handy. The only other things I got allocated here are the plus and minus cars, so you can, oh my word, you can literally just go from car to car to car, even including the pace car. once you finish looking around all the cars and you want to find your own car, you can just use the My Car button I've allocated here and snap back to your own car. So very cool. I'm very happy with how that's all working. The only other thing I've allocated, which is new for me, I've not had the buttons to allocate this before this rebuild, is this cycle camera function. So this literally allows me to cycle through all the cameras. What I'll probably do is, now I've got this, is pick a couple of favourite cameras and allocate them their own buttons, but at the moment I've just got this cycle feature, which includes the static cameras. But here we go, these are some of the good ones coming up. So obviously if you're like running a stream or making YouTube videos, having access to all these different cameras can make a real difference to your overall product. And it's nice not to have to keep bringing up the menu bars each time you want to change camera. So I'm definitely going to add a little bit more in before too long. Do like that. Oh, he's losing it behind me. You have got a lot of cameras to play around with in iRacing. So anyway, that's that. I'm very happy with how this has all turned out, and I know not everybody's into iRacing, but all the kind of modern simulators have a similar set of features. So I hope this has been interesting and given you some ideas for how you set up your own button boxes. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.